Blueberries, coffee, tea, colas, red wine. We've all heard about the food and drinks that can discolor your teeth, but did you know there are actually some that can make them whiter? Today we're going to uncover which foods you can eat to help give you a pearly white smile.
Shingles is a painful and contagious rash. Coming up, what you can do to protect yourself, which age group is at the greatest risk, and why, if you've had the chickenpox, your chance of getting the virus is high.
We all remember our loved ones in different ways, through a picture, maybe a precious memento, a certain song. Well, coming up, some new steps you can take to memorialize the ones you've lost.
Making the most of the space you're in. Fashion advice you can use to make a small room look bigger, plus how you can decorate that space for less.
And a Thoroughbred festival is coming to town where you will be able to see horses in action.
And we're in the kitchen with the chef from Hemingway's at the Coral Reef in Ocean City, making a scallop dish with a Caribbean flair. Delmarva Live starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from Historic Studio D.
And we'd like to welcome our studio audience today. We have some Scouts in the audience. We got Cub Scouts. We got Girl Scouts.
Are you guys good at knots? Because I'll probably need some help later. Just throwing that out there real quick.
Yeah, well, you know, I know when I was a leader of the Cub Scouts, one of the patches that they got was a weather patch. Yeah. They had to learn about meteorology. Right. And here's a way, if you're a weather geek, you could help out the National Weather Service. I'm tying that all together.
That was well done. That was one of the smoothest transitions I have seen in a long time. That was nice.
Bottom. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Really, don't encourage her.
5 Lower Shore Emergency Management Offices, in cooperation with the National Weather Service, will be offering a basic Skywarn weather spotter course and community collaborative rain, hail, and snow network training.
I'm glad you had to say all that.
I know, right? This is May 9th this year, of course. As a Skywarn trained weather spotter, participants will be among the nearly 300,000 individuals around the country who actually give information to the National Weather Service. Basically, you're just telling them what's going on.
We've got high tides, the hurricane's coming in, winds are high, blah,
and
blah, blah.
As we know on Delmarva, sometimes, you know, you might have rain, but your next door neighbor may not. Yeah. So, and there's not enough weather stations. So anyway, it's a free course and it's happening on the 13th. Right. Let's get the information here. I think we have it. 410-548-4820 is the number you call if you would like to do that. I know we have a lot of weather geeks here. And of course, if you'd like to become a weather watcher for WBOC,
we need you. Get a hold of Dan Satterfield. There's his email right there. Yeah. dsatterfield, WBOC.com. We would love to have you as part of the team. We're talking about weather. Thanks to the colder weather, the cherry blossom season was supposed to start last week, but apparently it's held off. It looks like most of the blossoms are either only partially open or green and completely closed. However, you know, we got this big thing of rain coming tomorrow and then some super warm temperatures, so it looks like it could be an absolutely gorgeous weekend for the cherry blossoms in D.C.
Okay, a sure sign of spring.
Beautiful sight. I've only seen it once. I've only been there once for the cherry blossoms. Yeah.
I've gone a couple times. It's very nice. Okay, time for me to digress again. It's May 9th when that course is. I don't know where I came up for the weather spotters. Just want to go back to that for a moment.
So, here's a question for you. What is more fun than building a new bridge? It's tough, wasn't it? Well, it's taking down the old one, of course. Here's the deal. DelDOT had a challenge. Now look closely at this. You can see a couple of bulldozers.
That's the Indian River Bridge, right?
That's the old Indian River Bridge.
Okay.
And there's a couple of shovels on the front of those pulling them along. They had to pull off these sections of bridge, 450 feet long, 400 tons. They didn't want to shut down the waterway and stop all the boat traffic. Okay. Helicopter, there it is. Look at this, they're pulling the thing off. They pulled it off onto the shore. Oh. They couldn't use a helicopter, it was too expensive. They couldn't use a crane because it was just too far of a reach. So they hooked all these things up and pulled it onto the bank.
All right, whatever it takes.
How about that? They did that yesterday, and I think they're going to do some more of it today.
Sounds cool. Hey, do you know what a Freemason is?
I've heard of a Freemason.
I've heard of Freemason too, but I've never really learned what Freemasons do, what they're about. Well, one lodge wants to change that. Wicomico Lodge number 91 and the Centennial Lodge number 22 will hold an open house this weekend. It's a Wicomico and Somerset coming together. They're going to be providing tours of the Masonic Temple building in Salisbury. Neat. Yeah, and apparently it's a really neat thing to see. Freemason Freemasonry has roots in Salisbury dating back to the 1700s. I think it was like 1794.
Really?
Yeah, so there's a lot of history there. Today, both Wicomico Lodge number 91 and Centennial Lodge number 221 are growing, thriving, and they serve the community.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you would like to go to that open house, it's this Saturday, April 6th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Masonic Temple building that is in Salisbury.
All right, whenever we can, we'd like to tip the 10 gallon to people. I want to say congratulations to 7 Dover police officers. They were promoted at headquarters, promoted to a higher rank. Sergeant Chad Burnett, Master Corporal Harvey Jacksch, Corporals Marco Hoffman and Salvatore Musemi, all assigned to the patrol unit. Also Corporals Jordan Miller and Kevin Stredwick, both assigned to criminal investigations. And Patrolman First Class Ian Thompson assigned to the Special Enforcement Unit. Motorcycle section. Good job, guys. Also want to throw in there real quick, Corporal Michael Wisniewski was recognized as Dover Police Department Officer of the Year for 2013. So
wow.
Great job, guys.
Good job.
Pat you on the back.
And good job getting all those names in there.
I don't know if I said them right. I've always learned that if you say it quick enough, nobody knows.
And confidently.
Yeah.
Just say it confidently.
Just pretend. We mentioned a few weeks ago about Princess Anne. They were talking about this whole historic district thing. That meeting is tonight.
Okay.
So if you want to get your 2 cents in worth, town officials are looking for property owners to say what they think about forming an official historic district that would be mandatory in Princess Anne. They tried to do this twice before, and both times it didn't work out. So they're talking about it this time. I think they're going to have more meetings in the future too, but meeting tonight, if you want to go, it's going to be at the Garland Hayward Youth Center. If you want to find out more specifically, there's the number, 410-651-1818.
All right. I want to talk about something I saw on TV this morning and then went and read about it. Tennessee lawmakers introduced a bill that would basically tie welfare assistance to how well your child does in school.
Okay.
So basically, if you get welfare assistance and your child is struggling in school but not showing any improvement, they could possibly cut your welfare assistance by 30%. Now, there are, of course, exceptions, special needs kids, and if the parent makes an effort to help the child by either going to a parenting class or going to the parent-teacher conferences.
Right, okay.
Because a lot of parents
don't get involved
with their children. I thought, well, that is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of see the value of it, but then on the other hand, it's kind of like...
You know, Carol's a teacher, and I think you've said it before. A lot of times, parents will just drop the kids off at school. You take care of my child.
Yeah.
Well, we need you to be the parent. No, that's your job. No, it's not. So, yeah, I can see how this would draw the family in.
Yeah, but I mean, do you legislate parenting? I don't know. Here is, we took the question to Facebook, and boy, did our Facebook light up. Angel Claypool Timmons says, I think it's a great idea. Actually, this is Carrie and Joanne. Accountability of being a responsible parent. I can't talk. Maybe I need to go back to school.
No, let's not go with that. Okay, so Susan Halsey Belton, singer.
Yeah.
So I just listened to a story about this on the radio. They interviewed some parents who really
rely solely.
Oh, rely solely, gotcha. Who rely solely on the assistance check and tell their kids not to do well. Really sad.
Really sad.
That's an interesting take on that.
Yeah, it is a very interesting take. Beth says, awesome idea.
Pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Ruth Holloway Hobbs, I still think they need to be drug tested monthly before they receive their money and be more involved in their children's education.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure you have an opinion. If you'd like to voice it, go to our Facebook and like us.
Yeah, please do. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
That's pretty, because I'm thinking, you know, is that going to be divisive in the family?
Right,
Is there going to be a parent somewhere who says, we can't get our assistance because you're too stupid?
Yeah, we're not having Christmas this year because you didn't do, you didn't get your
didn't blaming the kids.
Yeah.
So please let us know what you think. Appreciate that. Maryland crabbing season started last week.
Yeah.
Crabs don't know it. Apparently they can't read. The whole deal here is...
I know how they feel.
Experts are saying that because of the cold weather, they're not coming out of their long winter slumber, and you can't catch them if they're not moving around.
Do you blame them?
I'm just going to stay here. I'm comfy, thanks. The Capital Annapolis reports the crabs are not moving, so therefore the crabbers can't catch them.
Maybe they're catching on.
They figured it out. Just give them time. They'll figure it out. Here's something else. If you like to turkey hunt, are you a hunter?
Am I a hunter?
Got hunters in the family?
I have hunters in the family.
Okay. Turkey Hunt Day is coming up Saturday. It's for youth and non-ambulatory disabilities. Okay, it's going to be Saturday, 10th through 15th. Now, the thing they're doing different this year in Delaware is previously It was only private property. This year, they're opening up all the state wildlife hunting areas for the regular turkey season. So find out more from Delaware about that.
That's a really cool program.
Wonderful thing.
Well, this weekend, Winter Place Park in Salisbury is going to be all about the horses.
Wicomico Equestrian Center hosting its first all-thoroughbred horse show, and Brian Spiros is in Salisbury this afternoon with more about that show. Brian?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, the festival is going to give people a chance to see horses in action doing what they're trained to do. And joining me now is Kim Briel, who is the chairperson of the Wicomico Equestrian Center. So, Kim, before we get to the details of the event, I want to talk about your horse here. Introduce us to him.
This is Art Class, and he is by a horse named Art Deco.
His father was Art Deco, so his name is Art Class. And what kind of horse is he?
He is a Dutch warm blood cross with Arabian, but he has thoroughbred on his Dutch side.
And what's interesting is that he is actually related to another well-known horse. Tell us about that.
He's related to Man o' War on his sire line, and Man o' War was a very famous racehorse.
That was around World War I that time. And actually, Man o' War has roots here on Delmarva.
Yes, he actually had his spring training at the Riddle Farm in Berlin.
Wow,
yeah,
very
so
interesting.
He has local interest.
Let's talk about the festival now that's going to be going on, the Thoroughbred Festival. Tell us a little bit about it and the premise behind it all.
Well, the Thoroughbred Festival is going to be for all thoroughbred horses that were ex-race horses. And it's benefiting a group called Cantor, which finds other homes and other uses for thoroughbred racehorses after they're done with their career.
And so instead of being cast aside, they're sort of repurposed and retrained to do other things.
Exactly.
Now, at the festival, there's going to be a lot to see. There's going to be several classes people can come and watch. Take us through just some of the things people will be able to see the horses doing.
They will be able to see a lot of the jumping, the hunter jumper classes. There's a jumper derby. Hunter Derby, which is a $1,000 prize on that. There's actually lead line classes for young kids. There's dressage.
What is dressage?
Dressage is it's a training system. It's become an Olympic sport, but at lower levels they ride through tests actually and are scored.
And those are just some of the things people will be able to see this weekend. Obviously, there's a lot more. Now, the Equestrian Center is hosting the festival. Tell us a little bit about the Equestrian Center.
The Equestrian Center is owned by the county, and it's self-sustaining. The board there maintains it, and we rent the facility out to local organizations for horse shows.
Which is going to be doing this weekend, and obviously there's going to be a lot of great horses there, and you're supposed to have great weather, which is even better for all of this. So,
exactly.
All right, well, Kim, thank you so much, and of course, Art Class, thank you. He was very well behaved, so it's hard to work with live animals, but he was great. So we're going to give everyone the details now, just in case they missed anything. So here we go. The Thoroughbred Festival is going to be taking place at the Wicomico Equestrian Center at Winter Place Park in Salisbury. It is this Saturday, April 6th. It starts at 8 in the morning and goes all day, much until the afternoon. Now, if you missed any of that information, all you have to do is go to our website, delmarvalife.com, click on the show tab. Jimmy and Lisa, I'm going to go hang out with Kim in our class here, and I'll see you guys when I get back to the studio. We'll send it back to you.
All right, have fun.
I'm envious. I think just about anything horses I love.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that.
Well, if your eyes are the window to your soul, then your mouth is a mirror of your health. Up next, a few ways to maintain that healthy smile, and it may all have to do with what you eat.
And as a matter of fact, we are eating a little bit later on. We're going to be in the kitchen with a taste of the islands making scallops St. Croix.
Also a little bit later, from the coffee table to the carpet, how to make the most of your space. Simple steps to make your home warm and cozy. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and Mitsubishi dealers. And State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.